27 Club.
All right, gang, let's really nail it this time. Here we go. A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4.
Been in this shit for some years, I ain't never left. Nigga try to save his life like he's scared of death. I got hellstar on my body, bitch, I'm heaven sent. Hey, this U.P.K ain't nothing, we on fellowship. Been in this shit for some years, I ain't never left. Nigga try to save his life like he's scared of death. I got hellstar on my body, bitch, I'm heaven sent. Hey, this U.P.K ain't nothing, we on fellowship. Florida Lee's on my top, this a Saints hat. This the third camp he been in, he a J-Cat. Niggas tryna steal the sauce, yeah, I hate that. But I ain't make the rules, I can't change that. New bottle, new wine, yeah, I can't crack. Look, flag on the plate, they grabbing face masks. Niggas always saving hoes where your cape at. The only killer that you know without no face tat. Hell yeah, my bitch bad, Proverbs 31. Yeah, this is not a drill, I be 30'd up. Yeah, he about to crack the sky, you better hurry up. It's all bad when you see us hang that jersey up. It's mad brick, I got the blick with my cover on. He a fed, he a op, got his cover blown. Look, I'm really outside without no scully on. It's 1 West, bitch, I'm on with my brothers on. He got ranked, then he left, he broke another oath. I got the play, we about to take another zone. They was sleeping on the team, now they comatose. Left his brother out to dry, guess he wanna fold. Put the oil on his head, that's another soul. I try to tell you we a pro, don't do this shit at home. She ain't happy, left her man, she at 304. He try to justify that shit, he broke the penal code. Been in this shit for some years, I ain't never left. Nigga try to save his life like he's scared of death. I got hellstar on my body, bitch, I'm heaven sent. Hey, this U.P.K ain't nothing, we on fellowship. Been in this shit for some years, I ain't never left. Nigga try to save his life like he's scared of death. I got hellstar on my body, bitch, I'm heaven sent. Hey, this U.P.K ain't nothing, we on fellowship. Gotta watch these niggas, they be cointel. Lil' bro ain't never killed nobody, but I know he will. It's on me everywhere I go, yeah, that's the holy seal. My niggas itching when it's up, you better not touch a chair. Ooh, I'm with the extra, that's off the back. He ain't loyal to his brothers, how you follow that? She either working with her hands or she off her bag. Broke bitches, yeah, they down there give me heart attacks. You see that banner from my head, I'm a part of that. These niggas cowards, pussies, we don't want no parts in that. They let our warrior out of prison, he ain't going back. Ain't no be speaking on the truth, cause we with all of that. Look, before they started dissing, they was fans first. You will never catch me digging in no man purse. Really put my brick in, that's why my hands hurt. And don't be speaking bullshit that make my head hurt. Look, I done burn my fingers from the Michael Drake. But for the brotherhood, I done threw my life away. I never see him, tell him come on from they hiding place. We can't do it, we told them we gon' find a way. They rather march 1,000 deep, we rather feed the people. They wouldn't put on all black, now you reading Hebrew. U.P.K the standard, if you speak on Hebrews, don't think they solid, get with them niggas just gon' leave you. Been in this shit for some years, I ain't never left. Nigga try to save his life like he's scared of death. I got hellstar on my body, bitch, I'm heaven sent. Hey, this U.P.K ain't nothing, we on fellowship. Been in this shit for some years, I ain't never left. Nigga try to save his life like he's scared of death. I got hellstar on my body, bitch, I'm heaven sent. Hey, this U.P.K ain't nothing, we on fellowship.
We have a gift that nobody can see, that was handed over to us to do something amazing. Take the gift, man. Take the gift. Take the gift, man. And let the Most High work in you to do something you have never done.
I ain't even impressed what you expect. You see this shit? Hold on, there's 1 West on my chest.
1 West world, that's it.
Fuck a street code, let a priest love. No stain, great Dane with the leash off. I ain't nothing of this world, I need a respawn. I just know they wish that I would stop, but I keep going. These fringes on my calf like a tube sock. I used to stuff the loose ones in my shoebox. And we came a long way from the curbside. Now we looking from the top from a bird eye. And I can't leave my brother on the battlefield. Lord, let the hell rain, we gon' see who real. And you know they gon' hate when they see a plate. So imagine what they doing for $250,000. And we really the only ones going to war. You niggas just be talking like y'all won the war. I made love to this truth and there's no divorce. My Spanish mommy call me Poppy like a corner store. Let me show you how to do it. City living by the word, I think it's time he proved it. I think you better use your head before you fucking lose it. And save the acting for the camera, this is not a movie. I pray to God I don't fall off. I ain't nothing like y'all. Niggas think they slime, cut their head off a python. Blame me for my outlook, never counted the lookouts. The world said I wasn't shit, but look how I turned out. Not so bad, huh? Why you mad, huh? We go hard, but go harder for the have-not. Listen, when that oil hit your leg, then you can't stop. Your feet better hit the ground running, this shit bedrock. Man, we tried to put him on, but he sleep. Waking up the people, that's the job for a priest. Hopped out the wheel, fringes swinging like a pendulum. You heard of the tribes, where the fuck you think they get it from? Look, I'm a soldier, get the order, then I get it done. Got some big shit to split the water, make these niggas run. Why you hurt? If I told the truth, then I showed you love. Let me prove it, wanna move right, let me show you how to do it. Let me show you how to do it. City living by the word, I think it's time he proved it. I think you better use your head before you fucking lose it. And save the acting for the camera, this is not a movie.
Don't step over the line though. Everybody, anybody, it's up for everybody. And that's I got bigger fish to fry. I got people to say. I ain't even on a rap, so I already beat the rap shit.
Shit, man, it was good for the night though, man.
Shit, I think we should go to Duke's tonight.
Shit, Dukes? I'm always fucking with Dukes. I was there last night. I'll go again. I ain't tripping.
We go to Duke's every Saturday.
Man, we don't even gotta go out. We can just drink at school or some shit. Nah, for real, man. We can just stay in. Like, what's up with that?
This nigga. Oh, what are you saying? Bro, like, bro, shut the fuck up. No more plans from you.
Let's just get some s'mores and crackers and sing Kumbaya.
This nigga, you feel what I'm saying though? Like, nigga trying to go out, this nigga, ooh, it's the inside. I want to be indoors. Weird ass shit, man. Like, God, leave. God
Man, let me tell you about this weird shit Captain did, man. All the niggas over there out there
You're talking about
laughing.
something that just happened right now?
Yeah, all them brothers out there laughing.
All right, well, hold on. Are you offended?
Yeah, I'm offended, man.
Okay, so if you offended, hold on. If you offended by what somebody did or said to you, what should you do? Should you go to a brother and talk about your offense? Or should you go to the brother that offended
Nah,
you?
but I feel like I can't
No. Hear me though. What Christ said?
Go to him and him alone.
All right then. So what you about to do?
I'm gonna go talk to him about it.
Sign Christ.
Oh, you got any better ideas?
Hey, the life was part of that. Oh my God, bro.
Nigga, that's a funny nigga, man.
It's like Captain College.
It was good.
I'm offended by all the jokes and stuff that y'all was doing. Really, like, I feel like y'all took it too far. Like, I ain't, I know we joke around with brothers, but I feel like y'all took that shit too far.
Yeah, man. Hey, Shalaki, man. That's my fuck up. I apologize for that. I didn't mean to be, joking and laughing and shit at you. You know you my bro. I'm sorry. You accept my apology?
Yeah, kind of, sir.
I'm Shalaki. Let me get you a drink or something. Solid, we good? More time, crack the water. Hey, Shalom, Lord of Christ, man. We just showed you a scenario on how you should handle a situation when someone offends you, man. Listen, man, you get offended in the school, always take the proper protocol. Go to him and him alone, man. That's how you keep brotherhood strong, and that's how you keep demons away, and that's how you keep everyone together. You understand? Shalom. One take Jake, right here. One take Jake.
Just because you think he 13,000, man, I really don't give a fuck about none of that shit, bro. That shit be pissing me off.
I'm finna tell that nigga everything you just said.
Rolling. Man, Kevin over there making jokes about it.
That nigga that more like. No. Come back later.
Shalom, Israel. It's that time again. The I.S.U.P.K. under Commanding General YAHANNA presents the Lord's 57th Annual Passover. That's right, the Lord's 57th Annual Passover, April 4th, 2026 in Houston, Texas. All Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans are commanded to observe the Lord's Passover. This will be the biggest Passover to date. You do not want to miss this. Fresh lamb, fresh wine, and bitter herbs as commanded by the Most High. Only $200 per person, ages 17 and up. The biggest event of the year. There is only one Passover, and it's under Commanding General YAHANNA. See you there, Israel. Shalom.
Nobody else there to compare to. Train for war, men of war, and warlike apparel. Prefer our leaders, can't get between us. Watch where you stepping.
Hey, shalom, Yahweh, Salakia, shalom, Lord in Christ. My head's covered. Damn, Salakia. Lord in Christ, my head covered. Hey, shalom, shalom. What's going on, everybody? This is another episode of One West Ground Zero podcast. Salakia, do you see this new background we got? Amazing.
Con, that's heavy. Absolutely.
We're back at it again, hosted by Officer 1000 Adiyar, who should be with us shortly. Officer 1000 Shayan joining with us again. We have Officer 1000 Sharatazah Halak, live from Dominican Republic, and myself, the host, doing the most. You understand? Also, 500 Barak, y'all. What's going on, Adawanyam?
Hey, what's going on? Yabashim Shabbat.
Lord of Christ. Yeah, listen, this is the greatest show on the planet in the north, in Canada, after Black Watch, including, after Cross the Line. What else we got? One West Radio in the West Coast, The Inconvenient Truth. Right, brothers. You understand? What other guy in Louisiana? Boots on the Ground.
Shout out Round Table of Truth.
Round Table of Truth. How could I forget? Damn, Cap Marco about to take us to council. I say,
Good.
Yeah. These are the shows like, yo, this is what you want to tune into. Why? Because what else you got to tune into? Listen, social media is, they call it what? It's everything on social media is fuckery, Salakia. You see what? You see Instagram models half naked. You see sodomites. You see YNs trying to find new ways to unalive each other, unalive themselves. It's like, this is the only thing you should watch. Class and all the shows that we bring you. Now, is it a sin to go watch to the movies and watch a movie or a TV show? No. You understand? But if it's what your life is all about, emulating everything you watch on TV, I guarantee you're sucking on the blunt and you are a sodomite. Salakia.
Yeah, it's especially in these times, you know what I mean? We gotta be mindful about just not losing focus on the things that are important. You know what I mean? A lot of people want to focus on chasing the lifestyle that our oppressor taught us to chase. You know what I mean? Going to retire at age 60, 65, whatever it is, just work, make your life about money. Meanwhile, things like COVID showed you, all of that shit is pointless. You know what I mean? You could work your ass off, build the greatest business known to man, and a year later, a bomb comes and hits your country, some new war starts, and all that comes to an end. You know what I mean? Right. So, those things are, it's fine to live your life, you know what I mean, and focus on day to day, but we don't want to take our focus off of, what's most important. You know what I mean? Which is bringing Christ's kingdom back on this earth. Salakia.
Khan. That's why I say, seek ye first the kingdom. Listen, that's the only thing that matters. Because imagine that. You're focused on worshiping money. Not the economy's crashing. You got $100,000. It's not worth a penny.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can't stop your daughter from being a whore because you were too focused on money. You made her focus on money and chasing the bag. You can't stop your sons from being a hooligan because you made him focus on money because you're not focused on bringing the kingdom of God. You're not focused on that. You focus on trivial things which will pass away. Like Solomon said, you're going to die and nothing you're going to be able to bring with you. You understand? We have also 1000 RDR joining us just now. Shalom alaikum Christ.
Shalom alaikum.
Shalom.
But we got interesting talk. Listen, the title for this episode is Trump Went to War for You to Forget That He's on the Epstein's List.
Yeah.
AI must be stopped. And nobody's talking about this no more. All it takes is for him to drop a bomb somewhere in the Middle East. It don't matter where. And of course, before we get into the other topics, because that's the main topic, right? This is really bad. I just read an article. Trump is asking the UK, yo, please join the war. This man say, UK, please join. I need help.
Yeah.
Captain Tazara posted a video. This man is stressing, and you could tell it's not old age, it's not blood pressure. The man, like how y'all went to war with Afghanistan, a smaller country than Iran, less populated, with less resources. These niggas flinging rocks and riding camels, and you still lost. Imagine that. Now I go to war with Iran that actually has a military. I seen a meme. Someone said Netanyahu is stressing the hell out because he's realizing a fight against an actual military is harder than just starving children. Salakia. We could get into these topics. Kawakaze.
Yeah, kind of. Two things on what you said. Just kind of left off on that Netanyahu. You know what I mean? They're almost what's that scripture say? You know what I mean? They're it's in Isaiah where it talks about the bringing the king of Babylon down, but it speaks on basically their pride. You know what I mean? He paraphrasing it, says something about who can bring me down. You know what I mean? Like Netanyahu to actually believe that nobody can take them down is crazy. You know what I mean? Like the amount of firepower these different nations have, whether it be China, Russia, you know what I mean? Some of the smaller countries with military might, they still got bombs. They still got guns. They still got the ability to cause so much death on this earth. You know what I mean? Like, a country that has, say, one nuclear bomb. Do you know how many people that can kill? How many people that can unalive? You know what I mean? Like, even the Bible speaks about counting your costs when you go to war. You know what I mean? Like these oppressors, they're not in their mind. They think they can just do what they want, and there's no cost to going to war. But Netanyahu, as we see, he's starting to see some of the costs of war. You know what I mean? And to that other thing you were talking about with Trump, I thought it was funny. I don't know if you got some of those images for this podcast, but they're putting statues outside of the Capitol of Epstein and Trump. You know what I mean? They're not gonna let Trump forget about the Epstein files. You know what I mean? Salakia.
So Salakia, I want to ask: is Netanyahu still alive?
This is not confirmed yet. I wanted to speak about this. I'm like, I'm looking for confirmation.
God.
You understand? Not that I'm praying on his death. I don't really care whether he's dead or alive. Listen, the Lord kills and makes alive. God. And I'm gonna give a damn about nobody else but my people. But it'll be an interesting take because I've seen someone says if he's actually unalive, Trump will reign supreme ruler of the US. Ain't no new election after that. Allegedly. Has not been confirmed yet.
Last time I
want him. to be
last time
alive.
last time I seen the boy, he had 6 fingers. I mean,
Damn. AI is diabolical. Damn. Hey, listen, I don't know. Netanyahu, all I care about is that my people need to live. You know who needs to be alive? These dry bones. That's who needs to be alive. Now, Netanyahu, listen, you Polish scoundrel. I'm just quoting Maduro. The Bible calls you a bastard. A bastard sold well in Ashdod. That's what the Bible says about the fake Jew. I just read an article. You see, remember those videos of these Israeli soldiers that were caught sexually abusing the Palestinian prisoners on camera? The charges dropped. They're on camera committing the most deviant act. And they say today, all the soldiers, the charges dropped.
And I seen a post where they were saying like they violated them with knives and everything, sodomized them with knives, man. God damn.
And dogs. Damn. And Salaki, we brought this when before Officer Shah1 and Sharaza join us, right? Let me see if I can find the clip. It's from a news station, Al Jazeera. The Israelis successfully, which is the key word, successfully protested to be able to sexually assault Palestinian prisoners. They're in the streets protesting, marching for rape, not against it. Salaki, let me find it real quick.
And that, it's heavy that, the generals, Commanding General YAHANNA, he had warned us, you know what I mean? He was sending a warning out to sisters, you know what I mean? During a time of war, women get sexually assaulted, you know what I mean? And, a lot of these sisters, they really got to find real protection because this is exactly what happens during war.
Khan. You know what's crazy, Adawan, is that the man is not safe. What makes you independent women think that you will be safe? The man is not safe over there.
Nobody's safe with the oppressor, man. The animals are not safe. They'll do anything, anything.
Dead or alive.
Dead or alive.
I found the clip right here. You see. It just says the Israeli crowd is effectively protesting for the right to rape. Damn. They're saying in Yiddish, this is Sodom. This is diabolical. I thought y'all supposed to be the real Jews. Good night. So see, these 5 of the detained reservists that claim to have since been released, that was 2 years ago. The charges just dropped. They're not being accused. They're not seeing anything wrong with it. Our oppressor is the goddamn devil, and he's the most profane fornicator. Every deviant act on the planet Earth. I think I had mentioned that too, right? Yeah, I mentioned that on the podcast with Captain Karate and also Dam Gabar. Shout out to On the Ends as well. Our oppressor steals everything from everybody, from every culture. Something possessed them to steal the sexual deviancy from Sodom and Gomorrah and perfect it. I was like, damn, that is diabolical. Why would you steal being gay? It's lucky.
So like the shocking thing is with all these preachers and pastors and theologians, nobody saying well, these can't be the real Jews, man, because when we read the Bible, we see that the real Jews will be a righteous people when they go back in the land. Meanwhile, you have these dogs doing anything and people not speaking up, enough to say well, these people can't be the real Jews, man. So
Kawakan, that's diabolical.
Yeah, if I could add, what Officer Adia is saying is so heavy. You know, it also in that like these preachers, like they don't understand the Bible at all. Like you read, I think it's Daniel 2:43. You know, it speaks about that fourth beast mingling himself with the seed of man. You know what I mean? Like the European man has been a culture vulture, you know, for thousands of years. You know what I mean? Daniel saw this, you know, from his vision, you know what I mean, thousands of years ago. You know what I mean? Seeing this great beast, that Roman Empire rise up, and they start calling themselves Egyptian. You know what I mean? They start, you know, naming themselves after Egyptian gods. You know what I mean? They take on different cultures, and that's something that, you know, is so embedded in them. You know what I mean? Salakia.
Khan. Yeah, we could get into these topics before we get to the main one. Yeah, I was like, damn, I read this one. That thing is not shocking, but it still hurts. Let me share my screen. Salakia. Anyone wants to chime in? Of course, we could put the StreamYard link in the chat. Just have decorum, you know how to conduct yourself as if your parents raised you if you had them in your life. This Pam Grier claims she had to close her eyes as a kid in Ohio just to avoid seeing all the black people being hung from trees. I said, damn. And they say the damage of slavery is all in the past, is all to be forgotten, right? This woman is still alive, said she remembers black people being hung from trees. Oh, oppresses the devil. Like, listen, if you are able to remember 9/11 and the so-called Holocaust, apparently it's a so-called, right? Why can't we remember our people being hung from trees, being fed to gators? You know, I have a whole document on the atrocities done to us in the French colonies. And it's unspeakable. And you expect us to forget? We still have live survivors today. You understand? Salakia.
And
Yeah, that.
No, go ahead, Cheryl.
Go ahead, sir.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, you know, like I remember watching that video of Tamir Rice, and you know, and it always had me thinking, like we're watching this happen today. You know what I mean? That I'm watching on live camera an execution of a little boy with some pretend gun in a park. You know what I mean? Some toy gun. You know what I mean? And then I watched, you know, the level of restraint they have, you know, when a European's walking down the road with an AR-15. You know what I mean? Yeah, I remember watching a video where there was some devil firing gunshots at the police, and they still didn't start shooting back at the man. You know what I mean? Like you can't tell me that I'm not watching this shit today. You know what I mean? Like this wasn't 1,000 years ago, 400 years ago, 200 years ago in slavery. They do this shit to us. You know what I mean? In present day. Lucky.
Khan. I read an article, right? A 38-year-old woman, I think it was in Ohio as well. She got attacked by a white man's German Shepherd, her and her Chihuahua. Not 38, so like I think 78-year-old woman, right? By her the white man's German Shepherd and her Chihuahua. She called the police, and he was yelling racial slurs at her. She called the police. The police said, there is no obvious, bite mark to either you or your dog. You're fine, good to go. I said, damn. And she said she was part of like some type of investigation back in the 60s when it comes to investigating hate crimes, or she was a victim of a hate crime. She's like, I would not be able to believe that this still happens in 2026. Why are we shocked that the white man is a racist? Why are we shocked that we are hated? We should not be. Like, don't be shocked about the treatment you get when the way our sisters are being treated. In Dubai? That's the history of the Arabs with us is to have us as sex slaves. Why are you shocked that they're treating our sisters like that in Dubai? Why are you shocked at the treatment from the other nations? They hate you, you know. And that's the problem. This is what Christianity created. It created a false hope where we believe, you know, we could all live all together in peace and harmony and kumbaya. That is nowhere in or outside the Bible. No nation believes in that. Salakia.
Nah, if I could too, and that proves just how wicked and evil slavery was. Slavery was so evil and wicked that this lady said she has to close her eyes. She can't see us being lynched on trees. But in school, growing up in school, they teach you about the Holocaust. Nobody has a problem learning about the Holocaust. They force that on you in school. Nobody says, man, I need to close my eyes to the Holocaust. We have to remember it. We have to go to the museum and see it as children growing up in school. But they don't show you this in school. They don't show you about slavery, the horrific things that happened to us in slavery. That they don't show us. What you need to see you hanging up on trees. You need to see what the oppressor done to you. That's why when we go to camp, we got signs out so you can see what they've done. It's supposed to shock you. It's supposed to wake you up so you can see how horrible it is. That's why we got the abortion signs. That's why we got the signs with the Africans, the Hamites, so you can see that you're not an African. That's why we got these signs, because you need to wake up from, the Bible says, remember the days of old. Remember what Esau done. Don't close your eyes to it. Remember it. This is what's going to help you change. It's medicine. It's food for your soul. It's medicine for you, man. If you close your eyes to it now, you don't give a damn about it. But you care about that Holocaust. That you ain't got a problem seeing. Salakia, I yield on that.
Salakia, priest, I'm gonna share my screen, right? What question? This is that system. This is that system, man. Imagine saying, you understand, your people hang on trees, you understand, like growing up with that mentality, with that trauma, and later on, this is the type of picture you have to take with the oppressor, man. This is America. You understand? This is America, where you understand the victim is supposed to be, you understand, all up in the arms of the oppressor. This is, you understand, our people. This is the condition of our people, and this is the fault of Christianity. You understand? This is the fault of these preachers, man. Watching your people dying, you understand, being lynched on trees. The next thing you know, you're in the arms of a devil. You understand? I just wanted to bring that out.
That is diabolical.
Okay.
Damn. You know, and Salaki, I just looked her up. She married a Muslim and she converted to Islam. It went from bad to worse. It's like, don't you know like, imagine you being shocked that you have to close your eyes at seeing people being lynched. And what do you do? Convert to Islam? You think the Muslims did not lynch you? The Muslims would have to have you as a sex slave. That's what they would have done.
Okay.
You're shocked? And I wanted to bring an image, just like Officer Shiratas has said, right? It's a must. It's damn near like, it's your duty to have to be able to be exposed to that, to break this generational cycle that, you know, we could all forgive one another. Listen, that's part of the treatment they did to us. Let me see. They boiled us alive in sugarcane juice. Do you know how listen, have you ever been burned by boiled water, hot water? Sugarcane juice, and it sticks to you. The skin melts.
Wow.
You heard about the punishment that we had to go through slavery, the Derby's dose invented by Thomas Thistlewood. He made a slave defecate in another slave's mouth, and then he gagged him for like hours. Before that, he whipped him so bad he lacerated his back. And they used to pour salt. And you hear about salt the wounds. That's because of slavery. And that's during slavery, they salted the wounds. They poured on us lemon juice, lime juice, burnt pepper.
Red pepper, yeah.
You know, we have some of the hottest pepper on the planet in the Caribbean. Imagine that before it was in your food, in your jerk chicken, you understand? It was in your skin. in your wounds. They buried us to the neck and poured honey on us and let the wasp and the ants eat us alive. And we're just expected to forget about this. When we speak about it, it's like, no, don't talk about it. It's too gruesome. It sounds violent. I don't want to hear about this. Well, you don't have an issue hearing about what happened 9/11. We have to speak about 9/11 and always remember what they did to Americans. Nigga, don't forget that you're still not American. Don't forget you're not Canadian. You know, they never cared about you. You know? So it's a must for us to be able to see. That's why, like, the reason I like watching these movies when it comes to slave movies and whatnot, because it's always like a harsh reminder that, yo, this is what they did to us and they expect us to forget. Not even to take in consideration that all these slave movies are really sugar-coated. You won't see that being probably one of the less sugar-coated movies is Birth of a Nation. Even then it's sugar-coated because Nat Turner, after they caught him, they beat him to death. They tarred him, they feathered him, they cut him up, they ate him, everything. And he's not the only one that was eaten. Imagine that, and we're expected to just forgive and forget. I can never forget that, ever. You understand? You expect us to listen. There is something people thought it was far-fetched, right? I need to bring out this document again. I need to redo this whole class. There's in the French colonies, it's called blow the nigga's ass. Pause. They literally stuffed cannon powder in the cavity of the slaves and the backside of the slaves, and they lit them up and blew them up. And they thought for a long time, oh well, it's made up. You know, it's just exaggeration. Until they found out that two Belgian soldiers repeated that same act in Africa. We're not Hamites, we're not African, but they did the same thing to Africans. They stuffed them with dynamite and blew them up. And it's like, well, maybe it's not that far-fetched what's being described over there. It actually happened. And you expect us to just, you know what, forget it, it's all in the past? But we're supposed to remember all these little Palestinians and Iranians being blown to smithereens. It's horrible.
Exactly.
And they tell you, well, Salaki, sir?
No, I said exactly.
Kawakan, and they tell us, well, you never had a bomb on you. Then we had bomb in us. What are you talking about? We've been blown to pieces. Damn. So if we have to show compassion for you and feel bad about what you go through, having, you know, shrapnel dropped on your head, well, you should be able to do the same. You're not, because just like the white man you oppress us to and you had us in captivity, you don't give a damn about the slaves that you had. And you still have. Salaki, other one.
If I could add, like, we even see, and this is what I mean about, you know, always talking about, you know, what happened, what they want to say during slavery. Like, look at what UCLA did, you know, to the ghettos. They had labs inside of UCLA where they were testing on chimpanzees, PCP and cocaine and different hallucinogens, and then they get caught on, you know, on some audio recording saying how we need to test these products, you know, in the streets. And what did UCLA do? And you know, in the government, we see them pour crack cocaine inside of our neighborhoods. This shit is happening today. Like, you can't convince me that, you know, there's not a lab somewhere in UCLA, you know, where they're testing some high THC products in marijuana, and they say now put the weed inside the ghetto. You can't tell me they're not doing shit like that. You know what I mean? They keep showing historically, they keep fucking with us. They won't leave us alone. You know what I mean? This is chemical warfare on a nation of people. You put it in the ghettos, you put it on the reservations, you know what I mean? And then turn and look at us and say, oh, that was in the past. You know what I mean? Like, this shit happens to us today. Slakia.
Slakia, if I could just add to that, right? And this is why, you know what I'm saying, like when we say, like, you know what I'm saying, that Black, Hispanics, and Native Indian need salvation, this is exactly why. You understand? These are the nations, you know what I'm saying, like, they have military. Look at Iran. Iran is fighting, you know what I'm saying, that they have, you know what I'm saying, people to stand up for them. We don't have nobody to stand up for us. outside of the UPK. You don't have nothing else out there. You understand? These preachers are not helping. Your politicians are not helping. They're allowing, matter of fact, you understand, some of them are even in the drug business, you understand, destroying the community. You understand? This is why the I.S.U.P.K is necessary in every Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian community. But you know what I'm saying, this is why Christ is coming back as well, because we need salvation. Otherwise, you know what I'm saying, these other nations could just wipe us out. You understand?
If I could too, if I could, it's heavy that out of y'all brought out that picture with the sister. You know, she was married to a Edomite, or oppressor. That's the spirit on our people. When you join these other nations, man, you don't want to see what happens to your people, because you got to go home. You got to go to bed with that oppressor. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to look at the oppressor that you married to as the devil that the Bible speaks of. You don't want to believe it. You don't want to believe that he or she is one of them that done that to you and your people, because you want to go home and go to bed at night with that oppressor and look at him like, oh, it can't be him. He's different. You know what Christians say? My pastor is different. Not my pastor, not my church. That's the spirit on you when you join yourself to these nations, man. These other, you know, the oppressor, the Edomites, the Arabs, or whatever. That's the spirit on you. You close your eyes to what goes on to your people, and you don't give a damn about your people, man.
God, that's the part of Christianity, because that's that same man that put us in a boiling pot of hot sugar cane. Well, that's the Jesus they pray to. You can't believe that same Jesus they pray to, which is not the Christ of the Bible, would have hung them from trees and said, "Not my Jesus." That's a lot. You understand? And listen, I'm from an island where we're still affected with. We're the number one people with prostate cancer on the planet. You expect us to forget that till this day? Till this day, expect us to forget that? Listen, I would never forget that oppressor is the goddamn devil the Bible speaks of, and I'm unapologetic to it. And white man really has a different type of, I don't even call it audacity. When it comes to the oppressor, it's a caucasity of saying you can't complain. Why can't you complain? Because you're in Canada, you're in America, you're in the UK, you're not living in a third world country, you're not born over there, you were not during the time of slavery. You have the right to vote. You can't complain. I have a perfect clip where we could segue into that, you know, even though he's referring to heathens, but it's just the way he said it. Imagine when he says that about them, what he says about us.
Right.
And so, like, just to add while you're putting that out, you know what I'm saying? Like, you could look this up, right? Did she ever date white guy? Yes, Pam Grier has been romantically linked to several white men throughout her life.
Damn.
So imagine saying the people that's killing your people, now you're giving that box to the people that's lynching your people, man. That's what Christianity has done to our people, man. That's why these pastors, you know what I'm saying? This is why, you know what I'm saying, I hate the Christian church so much with passion, because, you know what I'm saying, like, we got to look at the people that's, like, you know what I'm saying, like, raping us, you know what I'm saying, beating us up, you know what I'm saying, putting, you know what I'm saying, like, putting those trauma, you know what I'm saying, on us. And afterward, we got to, you know what I'm saying, like, be in the same bed with them. You know what I'm saying? Our sisters got to give that box to them. Meanwhile, she's gonna say, well, black man ain't shit. You understand? Meanwhile, giving that box to, you know what I'm saying, to your oppressor, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is why the Christian church needs to be destroyed. So, like,
God, it's a lot. Real quick before you play the clip, it makes perfect sense why she can't look at these people being lynched, because she's probably is sleeping with the descendant of the people lynching her, a direct descendant of the slave master. That's why she can't look at her people getting lynched. That's the only reason why. That's the only logical reason. Salaki.
If I may, you know, this is why Isaiah said, you know, the whole head is sick. You know what I mean? Like the whole head of Israel. All of us, you know what I mean? You know, we did things in the past, you know what I mean, where, you know, we just showing, you know, how bad of a change that we need, how much healing, you know, we really need as a nation. You know what I mean? Like, only a person who's, you know, has some sort of mental illness, you know, would allow herself to attach herself to a devil. You know what I mean? Christ said he came for those who need a physician. You can't tell me that this book is for everybody. You know what I mean? What Blacks, Hispanics, and Indigenous have been doing here, you know what I mean? We show that we're a destroyed people. You know what I mean? Because a lot of what we're doing, it's insanity. It's a lot, game.
Khan. We play that clip.
These motherfuckers talking about the street, bro. This ain't nothing, bro. You feel me? We from the real
We've been
jungle.
through war. We came from war to another war,
Real
bro.
shit.
How old were you when you came here?
When I was about 9, you feel me? I came out here. We're from the real jungle, like war zone. We're in the refugee camp, but still in the jungle, in the border of Thailand, Burma. You feel me? Just like what bro said, over there's no like government system set up for us. It's like war zone 24/7.
The first thing that stood out is all of these guys were refugees. Some of them grew up in the jungle during Civil War, and they come here and they're given Section 8 housing by the government. I mean, that's pretty generous. I don't know if you can just go to like China and they're going to give you housing. I don't know if you can just go to Russia and they just give you housing. And then to think that these guys were out in the streets gangbanging, I felt conflicted about, because on one end, I guess if you're in a very poor, rough environment, you're product of your environment. So you go out and you do what you see and you make money the way that you learn from the people around you. But on the other, it's like, dude, you got the promise of America. Like, follow the Johnny Dane route. But one.
So, like, y'all understand what I was saying? And for those who don't remember, that's the cat that Captain Tazari had made him do push-ups. That's the white man doing push-ups. You should have did more push-ups. You know, don't think because you're not on the field no more that you just run your mouth. We understand he's talking about Cambodians, you know, but just the way he said it's like, yo, y'all come in over here, like, you know, like the 4 of us were immigrants, you know. It's not a slide to the tribe of Judah at all, but it's just to show the white man, say, yo, we give you all those benefits, and y'all just decide to be what? To be thugs and drug dealers and whatnot. Listen, the only reason a lot of us come over here is because of your people. You want to be you talking about being a product of your environment? The white man is a product of his environment. He's a genocidal, maniac, murderous thief. That's also a pedophile. That's the product of his environment. The Bible calls him a vagabond. That's exactly what he is. He's nothing. He's a plague. He's disease. He's death. That's his environment. So everywhere he goes, he brings death. It makes you believe that he is life. Therefore, they're going to leave whatever area where they brought death to go where you think there is life. And then you complain about, well, if you're in a ghetto and you're poor, you make the ghetto poor. And then you look at us like, well, these immigrants. Listen, I could not be prouder to be more proud to be an immigrant. You understand? I don't give a damn. Like, it's an insult calling me an immigrant. At the end of the day, you know, you're the reason people come over here, and you're also the reason they're poor. You're the reason they result to crime or whatever you claim that they do. You know, and it's not even to show compassion to these Cambodians, because they said, well, we come from the real jungle. This is not a jungle. Listen, your people oppress us too. Your people come over here, they oppress us, you know. And just like they have little Cambodia in LA, uptown in Montreal became Southeast Asia with Cambodians and Filipinos or whatnot. And they don't give a damn about us, but we give a damn about them. We show them empathy. Why? Because we're the most empathetic people on the planet Earth. And nobody gives a damn about us. It's time that we give a damn about us and no one else. Salakia.
All right. Salakia, man. You see what that Edomite said at the end too, bro. He said you got the promise of America, didn't he?
God.
Like, you could live the American dream. What the hell you gang banging for? You know what I'm saying? You ain't got no reason to be gang banging talking about you from the jungle. What for? You got the promise of the American dream. You can go profit off the slaves. You can go profit off blacks and Hispanics. Go build, you know, some restaurant in their neighborhood and make money. You know, go build some church. Go build some you know, whatever shop. Go profit. Can we do that? Nah. You know what I'm saying? I was born in the ghetto. We born in the ghetto, in the barrios. We born in the hood. We gotta wake up next to criminals, so-called criminals. I gotta sleep next to a killer. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what this man did but I see him every day. He's my brother. I don't know what he's capable of. We live in the goddamn jungle. What jungle they live in? They pretending, man. They fake gangsters, fake thugs. They're not no damn gangsters and thugs. You know what I'm saying? Because they can go out and open a restaurant and make money off of us. We can't do that. We don't have that benefit. We don't have that. We can't live the American dream, but they can.
So they're the other one.
They phony, man.
It's a lot, real quick. You know what? You know what's funny about having the opportunity that America gave them to profit off of the slaves? He literally said, "Why don't you go to Johnny Dang route?" Johnny Dang is that little guy from from Thailand or Vietnam. He's doing all the artists, gold teeth, and diamond grill. He's profiting off of us. Exactly what Sharatas is saying. He literally said, "Yo, you have the opportunity to profit off of black people. Just go to Johnny Dang route and rip them off by selling them fake gold in their teeth and cheap diamond." That's what he's saying.
But what can we do? We don't have that benefit. We got to struggle for real. We live in the jungle.
So like you. Oh, go ahead, Sharatas.
No, go ahead. You got it.
Yeah, Salaki. Salaki. I don't know if you can pull this up, Barack, but what funny about this is in Canada, there's some news story where these devils are crying because they're getting kicked off of a reserve right now.
I've seen this.
Man, you devils, not only do you have your own kingdom, but when you're quote unquote living on the bottom of society, you full out make an entire trailer park on a reservation. You know what I mean? They just go out there, they go to a reservation, build up an entire community, and it's like, imagine we can't even do that. We can't go to some small land in the middle of nowhere and just camp for free. You know what I mean? These devils, they're so proud and they have so much luxury in this earth. You know what I mean? They can just full out go on a reserve, start their own community, you know what I mean, and be left alone. And now they're crying, that after doing so much oppression to the indigenous brothers, that we're evicting them. You know what I mean? That we actually stood up and said, enough's enough. You're going to have to pay some goddamn rent or you're going to have to leave. You know what I mean? Like the amount of privileges they have here is insanity. Salaki,
do you have a link you could send me? Because there's multiple stories. I think one of them we covered. They found out that the people claiming to be native right next, an hour away from Montreal by Vermont, none of them is native. All of them has 99% European blood.
Right.
God, yeah, I can send you the link, Barack.
God. Because damn, imagine what they call again. Is it you're a squatter? Imagine you're a squatter. You go into someone's house. You stay over there. The law says they made a law for people who just go on someone's property and stay over 30 days without being evicted. Now they can't be evicted. And that's how they made that law. And they came up with this because they did that on a continental level. That's why. That's what Al Shawan said. Listen, the rightful landowner, the homeowner is telling you, you got to pay rent or you got to leave. And then you get mad because you have to pay rent for a property that you don't own, but you just decided to just live in. Oh, press is a goddamn devil. Salakia.
Yeah, I sent it to you on WhatsApp, Barack. The amount of privileges they have is insane. You know what I mean? They went and tried to cut, or Donald Trump goes and cuts food stamps, and the whole earth thinks it's going to affect black people. Hell no, man. That's white people on food stamps. Right. You know what I mean? That's white people on government assistance. That's white people living, rent free. They're the lazy asses that need to get up and go to work. You know what I mean? Like, it's insane.
So I didn't get it.
So speaking on food stamp, how come the Jewish people, they never mention the Jewish people, like taking all the the money, and you know what I'm saying, taking all the food stamp. You know what I'm saying? There's a Edomite that went in one of the community, and everybody, they have like 7 kids, 10 kids, everybody on food stamp, you know what I'm saying, and welfare. You know what I'm saying? Well, how come, you know what I'm saying, we never speak about that, you know what I'm saying?
That, you know what's funny about what you're saying about that Edomite? Just like the other Edomite we just played, that Edomite that exposed a Jewish man is the one that came during Hebrew Academy in winter. It's like, I see a pattern there. Damn, what's going on? This is the same Edomite that was playing in cow feces when he went to India. What's his name again? Tyler Oliveira.
Right.
Damn. So one of them is a racist, and one of them tries to be an apologetic potential servant. It's a lot here.
And we apply for food stamp and get what, $150 a month, or sometimes don't even qualify. They get $8,000 a month, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a month. You know, come on, man. You gotta be kidding me, man.
So like, I got the clip from Officer Shire 1. There's trailer park sitting on First Nation land gives resident notice of eviction.
Emotions are running high at this Comox Valley trailer park.
I have nowhere to go and no finances to do anything.
This comes after residents of the Quinnies trailer park were given eviction notices by the Comox First Nation last week that own the land.
My trailer is worth maybe $300,000 where it sits. It leaves this trailer park, it's worth diddly squat. It's not worth a penny.
37 homes and approximately 100 people, many who have called this place home for decades.
I've lived here since 1992. It's 34 years.
40 years. I've raised my children here. It's the only home they've ever known.
Tenants were notified their lease expires in January 2028 and to remove their homes from the property at their own expense.
They want to give us $11,000 in lieu of pad rental, but it's not even enough to cover moving your home. And moving your home to where? Because there are no trailer pads available.
Comox First Nation would not do an on-camera interview, but in a statement they add, they're providing tenants with month-to-month leases, an almost 2-year notice with free pad rental fees, as well as information about housing services and supports. The nation is going to use the land to make way for much-needed housing and services for its members.
They've got probably over 8,000 hectares of land in the area to develop here.
BC Conservative and MLA for the region, Brennan Day, says he's been working with both parties about this issue for months. And if things can't be worked out, a lot of people will be walking away with their life's work.
The regional districts need to work with those residents to try and free up some of that property. We know that affordable lots are extremely hard to come by on Vancouver Island.
It's just perfect for us.
Residents are worried they'll become homeless and are calling on the First Nations to work with them.
Please compensate us all for the full value of our homes and also cover the total dismantling process and clearing of the land.
Good night. Listen, you can't tell me that the oppressor is not a goddamn
man.
You know, that's like the whole thing, especially that white, that one specific woman, these two, the one that's crying, the one saying, I lived there since 1992. You want me to cry for you? Listen, do you know how many niggas were homeless because of you? And you talk, and you, listen, watch this. They're getting compensated.
Right.
It's crappy.
These goddamn devils are they're gonna get paid from the First Nations to leave.
Right.
When the fuck have we ever been given money when we're evicted? Come on, man.
Watch this, right? So you come to my house, push me out. Now, because of the legal system that you put in place to make sure you push me out, I get to reclaim my house and I have to pay you to leave? Something you stole from me? Yeah. And you're still complaining. Listen.
Come on, man.
Bubba said, yo, if you're so tired of blacks, Latinos, and Natives, why don't you just go back to the Caucasus Mountains? We have nowhere to go to. Listen, go back to the Caucasus Mountains. I know it's not a beautiful place, right? It's not as beautiful as the Canadian prairies. It's not as beautiful as the Rocky Mountains. You know, it's not pretty. There's no deers to hunt. There's barely any oxygen to breathe. There's no H2O that you could sap from the air, you know. But that's your home. Go home.
Listen, Listen, the slaves, we didn't even get reparations after slavery. The goddamn slave owners got paid money.
Right.
Damn.
Like,
And
what the
see,
hell is man? Please.
yeah, it's like
They push us on the worst lands inside of North and South Central America, and then they still bitch and cry. Like, they still come to the worst parts of the land, and we help them build up a fucking community. You know what I mean? Like, the compassion we have is insanity. You got poor people, you know what I mean, still giving to the poor. You know what I mean, what did Christ say? Christ said it is harder for a rich man to enter through the eye of a needle. You know what I mean? To get in the kingdom of heaven. You know what I mean? Like, he was saying it's damn near impossible. You know what I mean? Like, think of how much billions of dollars Canada has, you know what I mean? And the poor of Canada can't get money from the government, so they go to the other poor man. They go to the fucking reserves. And the natives, who are the poorest people in Canada, you know what I mean, are helping you out. Like, it's insanity. You know what I mean?
You know what they said? They said they need the land for their people because
Right.
natives are homeless. In Montreal, they live on the bridges. They're saying in British Columbia, yo, we need to move you out. And there's a law in Montreal. There's a law where you can move one of your tenants to house your family. I don't know if it's a law throughout Canada. I know in Montreal it's a law. You own a property, you have tenants. If your direct family needs it, you can move them out. Of course, you're going to compensate them. They're abiding by the law. We're compensating you. We're giving you money for your expenses, and you want more. And the audacity to ask anything in the first place. But why? They just rather have native be homeless and be the ones in need than themselves. That's really what it is.
So like just like Christ said, you know what I'm saying, the oppressor, the devil, you know what I'm saying, is a murderer and a robber from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? That's their nature. That's who they are. You know what I'm saying? All they do on the face of the earth is steal, theft, murder, you know what I'm saying, destruction. You know what I'm saying? So when you see those things in the Bible, we know exactly, you know what I'm saying, who are the oppressor. We know exactly who the devil is, you know what I'm saying, according to the Bible. Why? Because we've seen it, you know what I'm saying, in the life that we live today. This is all they do, you know what I'm saying? They murder, you know what I'm saying, pillage, you know what I'm saying? That's what they're known for. You know what I'm saying? From the younger to that, you know what I'm saying, to that vampire looking thing that was on the screen. Damn.
That woman, she's like, I lived here since 1992. Well, did you know that the last residential school closed in 1997?
Yep.
Maybe she didn't know, or she really truly don't care, especially about the one that had an electric chair in where is it? Somewhere in Ontario or Ottawa, right? We're electrocuting little kids for just peeing the bed, for speaking the language, for having long hair, for refusing to be a Christian, for refusing to be sexually assaulted. You get electrocuted, and then you complain about they're gonna move me out my trailer since 19. You trailer park whore, get the hell out of the land.
God.
This ain't get the land back. They're buying it back, and you still complaining.
Hey, listen, the natives been living here for years before you got over here.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Says since 1992, we've been displaced. They've been displaced since 1492.
Right.
Talk about 1992. That's 500 years ago. What are you talking about?
See, we need a place for our family as well. What about the 40 acres and the mule you promised us? What about that? What about us? You selfish monster.
With no compensation too.
And I almost wonder if you've been there since 1922, like, what prompted the indigenous to kick you off of that fucking land? You know what I mean? Like, y'all probably weren't acting right, because, you know, they probably wouldn't have a problem saying, you know what, let's build some 8-story building. You know what I mean? We can put you on this little corner of the land and you can still all have housing. You know what I mean? I bet you if you were a good tenant, nobody would give a fuck. But you show that you go somewhere to Israel, sign a treaty with Palestine, and all of a sudden, you know what I mean, you go into war with the Palestinians. You're a bad fucking tenant. You're lazy. You're all, you know, drug addicts. You're all sexual deviants. And if you acted right, probably nobody would have a problem, you know what I mean, letting you live anywhere but the Caucasus Mountains.
Right.
That's a
So,
fact. So like we could move on to the next one. We have a couple more before we get into the main topics. Yo, listen, this is diabolical. You complain about I need to find a Tyler Oliveira video as well. That's funny. You complain about, you know, not receiving benefits, complaining about the Canadian government because Canada pledges $10 million for Jewish community
right.
security after Toronto synagogue attacks. It was 2 weeks ago. The synagogues got shot up in Toronto. You know, I believe it's an inside job. That's it. They have no issues catching criminals all the time who are not white. All of a sudden, you know, they can't find who shot up a synagogue of the most protected people in Canada. I.S.U.P.K, also Nawan Yala, Lord in Christ.
Shalom, y'all, Bashim Yasharakathum.
So, like, if I could add to that, Barack, because, you know, me and Zabadia, you know what I mean? Shout out Zabadia. When we were down in Toronto when I think this was maybe 2 or 3 years ago, when those Palestinians were marching downtown Toronto, and somebody had thrown a Molotov cocktail at a Jewish synagogue, and they immediately had an armored truck out, you know what I mean, at that synagogue. And we did videos and interviews near that synagogue. That armored truck was out there it's probably still there today. That was like 2 years ago. You know what I mean? And it's like, could you imagine in a ghetto where, you know, one fucking gunshot goes off, and then you have the you know what I mean, the police, you know, military equipment, you know, at your fingertips protecting your hood. You know what I mean? We could only dream of that protection. You know what I mean? We saw that live hand. That armored truck's still out there to this day. You know what I mean? Surveillancing the entire community. You know what I mean? Like, Canada has always defended Jewish. Americans, they've always defended Jewish. You know what I mean? So much so they had that goddamn newscaster laughing at these small hats, you know, running their vehicle into one of our buildings.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it's so diabolical. You know what I mean? But they've always had, you know, America's love. They've always had Canada's love. You know what I mean? That's all I wanted to say on that.
You know what's diabolical? Y'all remember? I think at the time you were 500, I was at 50 when Joe Mahaiman came. The Jewish community tried to prevent Kamen and Joe YAHANNA from coming to Canada. We're always going to bring that up because y'all are against the real Jews who don't harm people, just like they brought out in class. That Palestinian woman who rammed her vehicle in the school, trying to endanger the brother and his family, and even try to set the barracks on fire. You know what? We detained her. She was not harmed. She still had her Muslim veil, her burqa, whatnot. We did not harm her. We waited for the law enforcement to come pick her up. She was not harmed. Not one hair on her head was missing. You understand? Like that. Imagine that. Now, when it comes to us, there's a whole article saying, "Oh, you want to prevent Kamen and Joe YAHANNA from coming to Canada because of a hate group." Who do we hate? We have food drives all over the planet. Everybody comes get food, including you goddamn devils. You come get some food. You come get some clothes. You know, it's like, what's good? What is this propaganda or is this the truth? You know, they say actions speak louder than word. Well, the actions of the I.S.U.P.K under Kamen and Joe YAHANNA speaks for itself. Like, imagine how we're so not hateful towards white people. We're trying to help you save white lives by profiling your people. If you would profile your people as you should, there would not be any school shootings. You could prevent all these white girls from disappearing, go missing, and end up on Epstein's Island if you profiled your people. You understand? Your people need to be investigated. How do you just openly protest to rape men? in the so-called chosen holy land. And then you say that we're hateful? We're a hate group? Damn.
So like, I just want to add something to what you just said, right? About that woman, you know what I'm saying, that was, you know what I'm saying, even though she crashed her car into our building, you know what I'm saying, and then she wasn't harmed. If that would have been Jewish people, they would have bring her, you know what I'm saying, in the tunnels, you know what I'm saying, raped her, you know, sodomized her with those knives, you know what I'm saying, those, you know what I'm saying, on top of those kiddie mattress full of stains. You know what I'm saying? That's what they would have done to her. Meanwhile, she was safe with us. Even though she attacked us, she was safe with us.
If it had been an Edomite too, and not Cap Kaposh, that lady head would have been blown off.
Damn right. Imagine that. If she would have ran into a white church, you understand? They would have picked up the body. She would have been in a body bag.
It would have beat her to death for the blood of Jesus.
In the name of Jesus. In the name of what did it say? In the name of the good Lord. That's what the white people said.
The Holy Ghost.
Yeah, nice. She would have gave up the Holy Ghost. Hey, hey, of course, Nawan, if you want to chime in, you know.
Come, sir.
Yeah, I think I also see a pattern in Toronto. What's going on is diabolical, right? Watch this. Apparently, some Toronto man was charged after playing Hitler's speech outside of someone's home. That's I had to laugh. That's funny as hell. This man he's the troll of the century. He played Mein Kampf outside of someone's home. I didn't know that was a crime. Damn. You know, imagine that. I didn't know that was a crime. Now, I'm not saying go ahead and play Hitler's speech in the Jewish community. I'm not saying do that. You know what? But damn, that's funny as hell. Where did you find the speech? They still have everything on YouTube.
God.
Damn. Officer Taiwan, we need the breakdown.
So like I just imagine you know what I'm saying, that dude, you know what I'm saying, just playing that thing. And you know, the German language is kind of funny when you know what I'm saying, sounds funny, like, and Hitler, you know what I'm saying, with his voice.
Damn. What's the nigga name again? Schwarzenegger? Get to the chopper. Get to the chopper.
On a Schwarzenegger. Yeah, get to the what do you say?
I'm down. Damn. You hear this? You know, outside your house, you're like, damn. I want to know, was he dressed as a Nazi when he played that? That's what I want to know. That's what I want to know.
You know, it's funny, Barack. There's I don't know the name of the group, but there's a group who's been going around Toronto, and they go to highways where those bridges are, where those underpasses are. Right. And they're out there hanging, you know, large ass flags of the Nazi Germany symbol, the swastika. Yeah, I mean they're out there all black, hiding their faces. Damn. You know what I mean? Like there was a quote. I can't remember who had that quote, but basically they said the KKK died in America and came to Canada to live. You know what I mean? Like, people don't understand how racist it is inside of Canada. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't understand, you know what I mean, a lot of the hatred that goes on here inside of Canada. But when you see things like, you know, what Israel's doing over in Palestine, you see Canadians come out and they start marching against, you know, Israel. They start, you know, quoting Hitler and different shit, because Canadians, man, they have a special hatred for, you know, for everybody that isn't European. You know what I mean? They have a special hatred towards, you know, anybody who doesn't classify as a white Canadian. You know what I mean? Like they're out on a rampage over all the East Indians coming to Canada. You know what I mean? They're on a rampage over, you know, the Chinese and the Koreans coming to Canada. You know what I mean? This stuff has always gone on inside of Toronto. You know what I mean? That's just normal. You know what I mean? That's normal Toronto behavior. You know what I mean?
That's not uncommon. You know? And I'm quite shocked it don't happen in Quebec that much because aren't we the most racist province? Like, damn.
Yeah, here Montreal is bad. You Slovakia, Barack. Statistically, they say Hamilton is the worst. You know what I mean? Hamilton's maybe like an hour drive outside of Toronto. You know what I mean? But yeah, Toronto's known for that. You know what I mean? Toronto's a place that is, you know, a melting pot that angers the hell out of white Europeans. You know what I mean?
Montreal's the same. Outside of Montreal, forget about it. It's like, man, you hear this outside your house.
Do it. Do it. Come on, kill me. I'm here. Come on, do it now. Oh, kill me.
Do it. Get to the chopper. You hear this outside your house.
That's funny. Hey, you know who did that skit? It was a comedian.
Harry Spears.
Yeah, Harry Spears.
That was funny as hell.
You hear that outside your house is funny as hell. I was like, damn. You know, but that's not, listen, that's like Officer Sean once said, this is not uncommon. This is just regular behavior from oppressors. Salakia.
That's a good noise to make if you want privacy in a public bathroom. You would clear that motherfucker right out. As soon as you get in there, sir, you all right? Get out, get away. It's going to be an explosion. Get to the chopper now. I don't know why he says that. He says that in every movie. Get to the chopper now.
Damn. Like you hear this outside your house, and you see like a bunch of skinheads marching outside your house with a swastika on their chest. Like, what is going on? The Fourth Reich.
And so, like, I want to know what's the charge really? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's the charge? What is the crime? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I want to know. Because at this point, shouldn't we be charged for driving BMWs or wearing Adidas?
You know what I'm saying?
That's the same. Volkswagen. I don't get it. Charged with what? Like, what? There's this devil, right? He made a song talking about don't act this way if you're in a sundown town. You're telling us you're gonna lynch us. It was like 2025 saying, yeah, I'm gonna lynch you black people. I need to find a devil that made a song about lynching. You know, and he rapped. You make black music about lynching? That is diabolical. Salakia. I found it. Damn. And it's a MAGA rapper. And guess where they at? They look like they're in Florida. And you want us like he's being charged for what? Playing Hitler? Come on. And that's funny. The channel is called Don't Tread on Me. Damn, that is diabolical.
Whoa, we need a big tall tree and a short piece of rope. Hang them up high at sundown. Leave them swinging so the folks all know you don't mess around in our town.
Are you serious? And he's not getting charged for singing this?
And the video is still up.
And the video is still up.
Yeah.
How many views? Where is he the views? Oh, the view. Listen, it don't matter how many views. It's still up. He has over damn near 10,000 subscribers. Listen, that is diabolical. At the end of the day, if you're gonna charge that man for playing a speech that you can find on YouTube, they have books about it. Why don't you charge these two devils talking about this thing? They're talking about lynching us, and there's no more. Like you see all the slave paraphernalia, like the dogs in the cage, the bullets on the ground, like the country music. We need a big tall rope, you know, that we're gonna hang these black folks in sundown. Damn, they should be charged with hate crime as well. If that's the case, Salakia.
Yeah, I remember. Remember, I posted a video trying to promote. I think it was. I don't know if it was last year's Passover. Might have been last year or the year before. But I was just trying to promote the slaughter of the lamb, and YouTube shut my shit down. You know what I mean? They were sending me things on animal cruelty. You know what I mean? Because they have no problem sticking up for an animal, a sheep, a lamb. You know what I mean? But you talk about lynching a black man, who gives a fuck? You know what I mean? We can, gun a black man down in a music video like it's nothing. You know what I mean? But we can't show a sheep, getting ready to be, cooked for food. You know what I mean? The hypocrisy is never ending. You know what I mean? And it just, again, further shows you the hatred they truly have for us. You know what I mean?
Right.
They don't got a problem, laughing at us, laughing at us being on the bottom of society, laughing at us, getting high on drugs or unaliving each other. I mean, they don't got a problem with that.
And you,
Salakia. Go ahead, one.
Salakia, real quick, I wanted to add, remember Eric Garner, when the police officers, they wore the t-shirt that said, "I can't breathe."
Damn, yeah.
Kawakan.
Nobody got charged for that. They were mocking his death.
They still do till this day.
Right.
You know what's funny? Because I got flagged as well for promoting the lamb slaughter. Like, you will find videos right now on YouTube on how to dress a buck, how to butcher a lamb from white people.
Yeah.
You see Africans eating bushmeat all the time.
They don't get flagged.
They don't get flagged. They be showering in cow piss and cow dung, drinking blood. You don't get flagged. They promote this. When it's about the Lord's chosen people, the real biblical Israelites, it's flagged for animal cruelty. Damn, listen, was that man charged for animal cruelty? He assaulted a dead deer. Good night. He violated a dead deer, and you want to charge us for animal cruelty for what? The lamb slaughter? Why? Because it's actual meat, not like that pink jelly they say that y'all making in McDonald's, or I don't give a damn if it's pink jelly or not. Things. Listen, y'all are slaughtering people. You should be charged with cruelty of life.
Yep.
Then we kill the whole planet. And that's why the Lord has to exterminate you, because if we leave you to your own devices, you know what's going to happen? There's not going to be a planet anymore. Like, people talking about God is going to destroy the planet. The white man destroyed the planet already. What are you talking about? Salakia, damn.
Salakia, and what Shiratazah said, them wearing those, Eric Gardner on their shirts and not being charged for it. Look how much Kyrie Irving got charged just for posting a goddamn link to a book.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And the white man is selling on the white man's website. Diabolical. We can move on to the main topic. Why U.S. citizenship isn't required to be drafted into war as attacks on Iran continue. All I gotta say is this: Commander General YAHANNA is a prophet. He told you about the draft before the rumors of the draft. What are you talking about? Imagine this. They said, listen, you're gonna be coaxed into going to war for a citizenship to a country that really don't give a damn about you. If you're in jail, you want to reduce your time, go to war, be blown to pieces, and never come back to even finish your sentence. Imagine that. Salakia.
I'm saying? Black, Hispanics, and Native Indian, this is the time for you to come outside the military, man. I'm saying? Come into school, you'll be safe, you'll be protected. And one thing, you will learn how to love your own people, man. Imagine, like it's a mental disease, to go to fight and give your life for people that enslave you, that enslaved your forefather, that committed atrocities on your people, that was lynching your people, and now to die for them, And let's not forget the pedophiles.
Let's not forget. On the Epstein's list.
Good.
Right.
He said, let's not forget. That's crazy though. It's like, yo, I seen the post Officer Malak posted, right? Because Officer Malak in the world was in Esau's military. He's like that. He was stationed in Bahrain. They bombed Bahrain. Most I in Christ for the truth. You know, it's like, damn, it is not a better time right now to be alive in this truth. You understand? It's like, that's outside just said, it's time for you to get out the military. What are you gonna do? Like, you're gonna go there, and Iran's gonna tell you, why are you fighting for white people? They hate you. And he's like, well, you're not wrong, but what am I supposed to do? Not fight?
Yeah, they doing it for the love of money. Blacks, Hispanics, you ain't doing it for the country. Just keep it real with yourself. You're doing it for the love of the money.
Barely, because apparently you're still oppressed and broke coming back as a Black, Latino, or Native veteran.
Right.
Barely any money. Like, it's a, and I seen a clip, right? This man was telling, yo, it's just the honorable thing to do. Like, yo, you're smart if you go in the military. They're gonna take care of your debt. You're gonna get a degree, your trade, a bunch of nonsense. You know. Now come to find out, most of the veterans that are distraught is our people. It's not even white people, even though some of them too. But most of our people, being veterans, you know where they at? They're in gangs. Because coming back, there was no honor in fighting into a war. And all they had was what? The heroin that they were made to bring back to America, and the trauma, whether it's physical or mental trauma. And then you come back and you're still a nigga. You're a nigga in a uniform. And even with the uniform, they say you're dishonoring the uniform, because why are you even in a uniform in the first place? We don't need you no more.
Exactly.
You're just expendable. You know? So like us French Benjamins, we went to World War I and World War II to discover that even with being French on paper, we're still not French. They call us the monkeys of the Republic. Till this day. Don't go to war. Salaki. Iranian Navy official questions U.S. claims, if our Navy is gone, why is the Strait of Hormuz still closed? That was funny as hell. So I had to laugh. This thing said he obliterated Iranians. The Iranians just came out saying, well, the only ship that we're not going to allow in the Strait of Hormuz is the U.S. and the Israeli ships. I said, damn, that's trolling to a different level. Salakia.
Yeah, Iran is putting a whooping on them like crazy. Like, you understand? Like the soon you probably gonna see them soon leaving and then going into their bunker. You understand? And like, how do they call it? Like dumps in the U.S. Where you understand? They have like those, you understand, underground like dumps. You understand? Underground caves and whatnot. Soon they're gonna be like Batman.
No, that's the fact. Like, imagine Trump pushing all the propaganda. The Iranians like, yo, listen, you know we don't care about your propaganda. You know that, right? Like, we'll close. Like, as a matter of fact, just to show you that our Navy is not gone, you're the only ship, as well as the Israeli ship, that cannot come get gas. You cannot come get some. You cannot ship some either. Nowhere. You know. And Trump being such a devil, they said they bombed one of their biggest oil deposits in Iran. And he said, well, I'm considering bombing them again, but this time just for fun. I said, well, damn. Yeah. Oh, oppressor is the devil. Like, is that I'm gonna go to war? I'm gonna just kill for fun at this point. That's what Trump said. You can't make this up.
If I may, you know, I remember shoot, it could have been maybe a month ago now, but you know, Russia was flying spy planes into American Air Force just to see how close they could get. Like, Russia already showed they can get into the country. You know what I mean? Like, I think they had it was documented. It was like 4 or 5 Russian airplanes. You know what I mean? That reached American soil. So it's like they've already shown they can come here. You know what I mean? To think that someone couldn't come here and just drop a bomb from a plane, you know what I mean? You're living under a rock. You know what I mean? Russia, China, that, you know, Iran, a lot of these different, you know, militaries, they have a lot of power. You know what I mean? They have a lot of power. And we already shown historically how many years that war in Afghanistan lasted. and they ended up just pulling out. You know what I mean? You know, how many resources they spent trying to win this war, you know, to end up leaving Afghanistan and achieve nothing. You know what I mean? Like, war isn't that simple. And the Most High being behind this, that, you know, that red horse just constantly pushing these different nations, you know what I mean, to test each other. You know what I mean? It further shows why it's so important. You know, we need the Most High on our side, because that power is the only one that can protect us. You know what I mean? There's nothing that's going to protect the U.S. or any of these other countries. Salaki.
Khan, I don't recall when is the first time that America actually went to war on the ground? Because they're about to say, yo, we're about to put boots on the ground. And like, listen, even during World War II, they didn't even put no boots on the ground like that, really. I mean, they did, but, you know, not only were we on the forefront, but they were dropping bombs from the sky. Like, what actual, like, fighting experience they actually have? Lost a 20-year war with, like, people that were, you know, ride camels in the desert and fling rocks. Like,
crazy, man.
I'm trying to understand, like, damn.
Look, Esau can't fight, man.
Hell no.
You really can't.
Esau need weapons, man.
I mean, imagine being like such a sore loser that you had to engineer a weapon that could devastate humanity. Literally. That's why he created the atomic bomb. And he used it multiple times. Then you have Japanese people born with like fur patches on their faces and extra noses and eyes and whatnot. I'm not kidding. I knew this Asian cat in high school. He was born with a fur patch on his face because his parents, his dad, as a matter of fact, worked in a nuclear plant, and you know, his system got affected. He's born like that. I say, damn, this nigga looks like a werewolf.
That boy's a mutant.
Yeah, he literally is a mutant. He's a werewolf. And you know why? Because the white man's the goddamn devil the Bible speaks of at the end of the day.
Right.
Yes, that's why. Like, he can't fight fair. He lost the war in Vietnam. He decided to drop fire from the sky.
Right.
Literally, he dropped napalm and burned down everything. But he lost the war already. What's the point? He said, I need to make my grand exit. That's what he did. You know? So now I wonder what happens if he were to lose the war in Iran. They're already using white phosphorus in Lebanon. This melts your skin. This literally burns. It's like powder that comes from the sky that burns your skin off. It's like, damn. Like, yeah, y'all talking about boots on the ground? You're doing the same thing. That same tactic of chemical warfare before putting boots on the ground is what you did to the Native American Indians. You weakened them with smallpox, with diseases. You didn't just come over here talking about we won fair and square. Poisoned the waterways. You killed off the food supply, the buffalo, even though they fed you too. You know, you use smallpox or whatnot. And then you decide to say, well, you know what? We're going to scalp them to death. That's what you did. Salakia.
That's right.
That's Salakia, if I may.
Khan.
And all the warfare that the Europeans, when they fought against the Native Americans, they learned most of their warfare from the Native Americans. All the camouflaging and hiding in trees, and they learned that from us. So the damn devil, he's not skilled at all. He's not skilled at all. He learned everything from us. We the best people on this earth, and he has to learn from us and able to rule. He needs us to rule. So like,
yeah, that's where they get guerrilla warfare from.
That's a fact. No. You have a few more.
You know, Salaki, one, I was thinking about that too. Like, I remember seeing, in some articles where the U.S. was using their space capabilities, their space force to, shoot down bombs or something like that with lasers. You know what I mean? And I remember thinking, like, y'all couldn't get in the fucking space without a black woman. You know what I mean? So it's just heavy. Like the scriptures say, we're above all people on the face of the earth. And America only became a great nation because of us. You know what I mean? Without our skills, without our talents, our smarts, they would be nothing.
Wakan. See what we got next. They're saying, so like, let me see if I can zoom in a bit. They're saying Iranian attack on U.S. soil likely with thousands of vengeful sleeper cells in the country. Not a matter of if, but when. They say, yo, we're expecting sleeper cells. Like, what's that movie again? The movie with Angelina Jolie, Salt. That's a real thing. And they're expecting Iranian sleeper cells. Listen, imagine how you beefing with everybody, you colonize the whole planet. They don't give a damn about going to war with you. You bomb napalm, you bomb Vietnam with napalm. You know what they do? They immigrate to your country and they wait for the signal to bomb you from the inside your house. That's really what it is. That's funny as hell. You're accepting all these illegal immigrants. You're not vetting nobody. These refugees. How many of these refugees are ready to strap themselves up and blow them? Listen, some Lebanese guy just drove through a synagogue in Michigan. He said, I seen my family bombed to death last week. I literally see my dad on TV with missing limbs. He took it upon himself and ran through a synagogue. The African guy in Texas, was it 2 weeks ago? Some African cat in Texas shot up a bar. He said, with a shirt that said, in the name of Allah. I said, damn. Now, don't worry about, it's not even about the Muslims. Imagine when you have the Russian sleeper cells, the Korean sleeper cells. You think it's not going to happen? Like everything we see in the movies, we brought this out last week. Yesterday, Salakia. Let me see. We brought this out yesterday with Officer Adiyar, right? You see the movie, the weapon they used in Venezuela with supersonic weapons. You know they did that in the movie, right? Everything in the movie is happening today. Listen, the Lord is poetic. Let me see if I can pull up the scene. In the movie Hulk, they did that shit. Yeah, that's the one, Salakia. That's what they did in Venezuela. Like, come on. Now, if you see something about the sleeper cells in the movie, best bet it will happen. Why? Because y'all are taking immigrants from countries that y'all are devastating. Y'all out here raping Palestinian men and then taking all these Palestinian refugees, thinking that, you know what, they're gonna accept our compassion of letting them in the country. You know what? Maybe what did they say? Vengeance is a cold dish or something like that. La vengeance est un plat qui se mange froid. I don't know how to say it in English, but they patient for the payback, and payback is a dog. Salakia.
If I may.
God.
And with them sleeper cells, I wouldn't be surprised if some of them was created by the FBI, because and I think it was in Austin, Texas. It was like right before or in the beginning of the war in Iran. It was a mass shooting that unalived probably like 30 people, injured about 30 people. It was a lot of people in Austin, Texas, on 6th Street. And they got a picture of the cat. He got a shirt that say, I love Allah. When they called him, I love Allah. And something else that was tied to Iran. And like the way it looked like this was just a setup from the government to give them more reason, to make the public give the government more reason to bomb the hell out of Iran and do all of this. So I wouldn't be surprised if the sleeper cells come from America. If they if they are set up by the FBI, because it ain't too far fetched. They put drugs in our neighborhood. They'll do that. Yeah, that picture right there with the
Yeah, that's
sex
the
ring.
African. It sure says property of Allah. Listen, you know in the news they said he's African American, right?
Interesting.
Being African was not enough. They had to say he's African American.
Like Elon Musk.
He's like, damn. He's racially ambiguous.
You know, Salagi, if I may, you know, what Nawan was saying was so heavy because, you know, kind of like I was speaking on earlier about UCLA, you know, it was UCLA, the ones, you know, who created crack cocaine. You know what I mean? And they sit here in 2025 and try to say, you know, that the Mexicans, you know what I mean, are the reasons for all these drugs. You know what I mean? They use this as a reason to invade Mexico, a reason to invade Venezuela. You know what I mean? Like it's that same concept where, you know, the white man again just showing how much of a devil he truly is. You know what I mean? Like he's the one who created crack cocaine, and he'd have you believe that, you know, all the Mexicans he's deporting, you know, is because they're you know, the worst drug dealers. You know what I mean? Like, you know, he's always shown to use propaganda, you know what I mean, to help push his wars.
Khan, our oppressor is the goddamn devil.
Yeah, right.
You know, I think the one y'all dropped down. But,
Nah, I'm still here.
Okay, Most High in Christ. Yeah, this is don't think it's like even what the one y'all said, right? Like that cat. Don't think, you know, it's a conspiracy theory. What they used to say that Bin Laden used to work for the CIA. Gaddafi was linked with the CIA. Listen, at the end of the day, whether it's an inside job or not, all I know is that it's the Lord that did it. You know, everything is coming to pass just like that. But really, at the end of the day, y'all set up the whole, like, I mean, the Lord set up the whole stage, but really, like, how are you going to expect immigrants from a country that you're bombing to smithereens to come up and just bow down to you? Like, that's the problem with the white man. He thinks he's an untouchable bully. Like in the scripture, also Sean was referring to in Isaiah 14, Lucifer said, "Who shall bring me down to the ground?" Are you gonna fall and be like, damn, like Trump looks stressed as hell. I can't believe, you know, how are they not bowing down to us? How are they giving up? Khan.
You know, they saying BB might be dead.
Yeah. He might be, you know, and he's shocked. They said the wise men of Edom will be astonished. I'm just paraphrasing. Like, damn, how is that possible? What do you mean, how is that possible? It's like a bully that said, how do you dare hit me back? How are you not giving up? You know, that's the white man. That's the problem with the white man. Just like we need to put you in your place. You will be put in your place. And you will understand to never, ever transgress nobody ever again. Nobody will be able to anyways, but you're going to, if we had a harsh wake-up call with these multiple captivities, imagine your harsh wake-up call. It ain't going to be no different than Pharaoh's harsh wake-up call. It was like, damn, I enslaved these people. Nah, my kingdom is gone. My sons are dying. Frogs are raining from the sky. You'll see unimaginable stuff happening, thinking, well, I never thought this could happen. I thought it was only in the Bible. We're in the Bible. That's what Joe Rogan said. Joe Rogan pull up an article. He's like, damn, are these biblical prophecies true? Everybody's starting to believe in the Bible now. Well, guess what? It says, what is it, Luke chapter 3 and verse 6 or something like that? It says that everybody will witness the salvation of God. We will all witness that the I.S.U.P.K is the home of the truth. Commander
Right.
Yohanan is a true prophet. The real biblical Israelites of antiquity are so-called blacks, Latinos, and native, not these bastards over there bombing Palestinians, Iranians, and Lebanese to smithereen. And the only way to have peace in what you call the Middle East is that when we will be back in our land, as prophesied in the Bible. Since you want to talk about all these biblical prophecies true, yes, they are. Salat.
Damn right, damn right.
You have one more clip, you know. And then we have an episode of white peopling, which is diabolical as usual.
Zach, what's going on here? No way. For real? You're telling me they didn't pay up that $7,000? You telling me all these influencers sold their souls for nothing? You trust us?
And so apparently, the people pushing the pro-Israel propaganda, they were supposed to be paid by the state of Israel. They got scammed. Like, damn, so we lied and we didn't get paid? Yeah. Now they're exposing it. Like, yo, we were supposed to be paid to say the Palestinians are killing Israeli babies. We were supposed to be paid. Come to find out, it's not true. And you know they're only exposing them because they ain't getting paid. They got scammed. And it's like, yeah, we can't trust in our government. We did the Jewish takia. It didn't work. Salakia.
They're at war right now. They're not letting go them shekels, man. They need them shekels.
Damn, they need the shekels. Imagine they're wasting all the shekels on graffitis on the ground. They're bombing graffitis on the ground, wasting shekels. They need the shekels. They can't pay you for lying. They need that. You know, Salakia. You know, bro, want to chime in?
And also, like, this shows you, you know what I'm saying, the oppressor is such a devil too, because the Torah, the laws tell you if somebody works for you, you got to pay them. You know what I'm saying? So that they're not even keeping the laws in the Torah, you know what I'm saying? They're supposed to keep claiming that they are Jews. You know what I'm saying? You somebody works for you, you know what I'm saying, for a wage, you're supposed to pay them. You're supposed to pay them fair and square. Meanwhile, you understand that you put them to lie for you and you refuse to pay them. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because you're not the real Jews. You know what I'm saying? You're the devil the Bible speak of. You know what I'm saying? You're the synagogue of Satan, like thus says the Bible, man.
Damn right. Thus says the Messiah that Netanyahu is saying is coming back. You know, he said you're the synagogue of Satan. Man, scam your own people. You know, like we got one more clip, and this one is golden. Salakia. Then the muting the clip is diabolical. The white men do not want to get exposed. Damn.
God.
That's yo, this is diabolical because he's basically explaining how Jewish people commit fraud legally. Damn. Let me see if I can get it right here.
Yeah, you might have to get it on YouTube or TikTok.
Damn.
Facebook does that.
Yeah, God.
That is diabolical because I just watched this. I'm like, yo, he basically he broke down a diabolical Jewish scam. What's this nigga name? This Amalekite name, Solomon Blackstone.
Devil the Bible speaks of.
Damn.
Yeah, he's giving too much game. You know what I'm saying? He's giving too much game. That's why.
The devil. Damn.
The oppressor is the devil, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not gonna let this play, man. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, no sweat. Well, he was basically breaking down one of the Jewish scams that they have. and how they get a lot of tax write-up or whatnot. You know, they rent their houses to themselves in a bunch of other scams, you know, and they use certain laws like to get like, you know, some extra tax return that they claim they're not supposed to get, or something like that. You understand? But yeah, our president devil, they, you know, it's not listen, benign breath out here listening. You didn't have to stop the video. If you didn't want to have the video played, you should have checked the hell out of Solomon Blackstone. He's the one who put out that video. You didn't have to mute it. Just check him. What you call it again? You know, exile him from the synagogue. Excommunicado. That's what you should do with Solomon Blackstone. You know. We got a last clip. White people in with their random white acts of danger. Why? I don't know. The white man is obsessed with death more than he's obsessed with children.
Yeah.
Damn.
On today's episode of Random White Acts of Danger, we basically have the most dangerous ski run I've seen in my entire life. Margin for error, you guessed it, death. My boy, left, right, it's over. You see how far down that is? My hands over here sweating just watching this shit. A little bit to the right, cooked. You splattered down beneath. How do you even get up there? And as you can see, this is the trail not taken. My boy's the first person to ever do some dumbass shit like this. I found your ski leader, but I don't even know who his name is. Look at this. What's happening? He looking back up. Shit look like the top of Mount Everest. How the fuck do you even get down? You know what I'm saying? I'm so scared for him. What type of ski training? All of a sudden you're like, you know what? I'm about to go ski off the top of a mountain. My boy looks like the edge of the world. Doesn't even look like it's possible to go down, and that's the way he's going. The amount of skill this shit must take. My legs is tired just watching this shit. Oh my goodness. Man, white people. Different breed, man. You guys. Yeah. So, okay, there's some footprints. So he must have hiked up this way. Now he's skiing all the way down. At least now it's almost like, nope, it's not even a normal ski. Look at all these rocks. My death count, by the way, I'm at least 20. I would have started an avalanche, probably never been found. Look at this shit. Oh my goodness. Nah, bro. How do you get the idea of like, you know, I'm gonna hike all the way up to that mountain, I'm gonna ski down, even though it doesn't look possible to ski down? Why? Because I'm him. The fuck? Statue, he needed.
Listen, I don't understand white people. Listen, white people are fascinated with death. It's like, how can you be so fascinated with just losing your life? Do you know how steep that thing is? The men that dwelleth in the cleft of the rock. I'm not surprised. Damn. First of all, you have to go up there somehow to want to go. What possessed you to want to do something like that? You're that bored? That's why you need to be put to work. Build my house. Shine one shoes. Pick Shiratas as cotton. And opposite Adiyar sugarcane.
Right.
That's what you should do. You will not risk your life. I guarantee you that. White lies are safe in our hands in the kingdom when they serve.
I don't know about that, right? I don't know if these white people are going to be safe around me. Salaki.
That's why I said when they serve. You know? Listen, when it comes to me personally, I don't want no Edomite servants. They're rebels to their own government. Damn. They're not, they don't look like they obey. And they're fascinated with death. They're probably gonna push you to the point where you want to unalive them. Why? Because they like that. You know.
Man, I'm gonna unalive my damn self.
Right. I won't let you unalive me. I'm gonna unalive myself. Damn. That's the white man.
So like I remember I was building. I'm in construction. I remember these devils wanted me to hang off of a balcony and picture in construction. Nothing's built yet, so it's not like this balcony has rails or anything. They wanted me to hang off a balcony to get some screw in some dumbass place. I was looking at that thing like, hell no. when it comes to our kingdom, what I'm gonna have them hang off the top of a fucking roof to get that crystal on the top of my house or some shit. You know what I mean? And every one of them that fall off the roof, I'm gonna grab the next one. You know what I mean? They got some repaying to do.
Say hang from a roof. I'm gonna have you to hang in midair. That's what you should do. Just to get the listen, there's a dead leaf on the roof, in the window, there's a stain. I don't care if it's a bug. You better practice how to hang in midair. Y'all have no issues doing that when y'all were in power. I doubt you're gonna have any issues doing some death-defying stunts in midair to remove a caterpillar from my window. Why?
Yeah, right.
I have nothing against caterpillars. I like them. They turn into butterflies, but I want to see you do some rambunctious shit, you know, for a good reason. Because I told you so. That's why. Select it.
And also, what's the point really? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, well, you're gonna ski up, you know what I'm saying, down the mountain. You gotta go up there and ski it down for what? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's in your mind? Like, you know what I'm saying? You got too much freedom in your hand. Go do something.
Too much freedom, exactly.
Damn.
The things that Esau do, I don't see no excitement in it, man.
God.
Jumping out of planes, skiing, mountain climbing, I don't see no fun in that type of stuff, brother. None.
Maybe he's just depressed and trying to unalive himself. You know what I mean?
Facts.
I don't know. I don't know why else you do that shit. They're the number one. Aren't they the number one cause of death? You know what I mean? An old white man pulling the trigger, you know, in his mouth.
Right.
You know what I mean? Sticking that pistol up his throat, pulling the trigger.
That's
you know
crazy.
what I mean?
They call it the Russian roulette for a reason.
Yeah.
It's a game. It's like, yo, let's see if we could die. Like, imagine that. This man invented a game to say, well, let's see if we could die.
Right.
And it's fun.
Yeah.
Like, what's fun in trying to die? Do you know how, damn, some people die from falling, like during the fall, from when they jump off a plane, they die from a heart attack. Imagine you don't die of a heart attack. You just splattered on the ground. I was like, damn, what's fun? Like, they're sadomasochists. They like to cause pain to everybody and suffer pain. It's like, damn, I don't understand. Swimming with sharks, putting your head in the mouth of a crocodile or a lion, you know.
Right.
I don't know. What's fun? I like to go fishing.
What did Ezekiel say? Because thou hasn't hated blood shall pursue thee.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like they're just surrounded by death. You know what I mean?
What's the white man name? Oh, so I got the one.
No, go ahead.
No, I said this. Some white man injected himself for years with snake venom.
I heard about that.
Like, heroin is not good enough.
Yeah.
That's not good enough. This man injected himself with snake venom for years. I say, what the hell is going on?
Yeah, and Salaki, bro, wasn't it so that he could, he was trying to build up his resilience to venom or some shit? It's like you want to be bit by a snake so bad.
That's what he says.
So, like, you want it to be a mutant.
Personally, I don't believe that's the reason. I just believe it's because he's white, and that's what white people do. Weird stuff.
Yeah.
That's what I believe. Now, whatever propaganda he pushes about building immunity, I mean, we just have to go with his word.
He watching too much Marvel comics.
He watched Spider-Man too much.
Too much Spider-Man.
You already a snake.
Listen, white people, just to make sure the white race don't go extinct, you have to be in servitude. And even then, the Bible still talks about your extinction. Because, hey, Lord be with y'all if Shia 1 is over y'all. You know? He said, y'all gotta hang from a roof. I don't know if that's efficient. They like heights. They're not afraid of mountains.
Right.
You know? Listen, there's so much gold, and I would like you, so I could give a proper burial to my ancestors. Dive down deep down in the Atlantic Ocean and retrieve the bones of my ancestors. You know, you have no issues skydiving. I doubt that you have issues ocean diving. You know, with no equipment. I have to specify, with no equipment. You know, it can be easy. You like to do some stuff and make it on the hardest level possible, like it's a video game. You know, just dive with no equipment. Shark, you kill more sharks than shark kill humans. I doubt that there will be any casualties. So I'm not worried about you. Trust me.
Right.
You know, Salakia.
The shark gonna flee from you as soon as he see you.
They do. Damn. You know. Yeah. Any last closing statement before we close out the show?
Yeah, make sure you come and make it to the Passover, man. Houston, Texas. You understand?
Amen.
Make sure you be there, man. You understand? April the 4th is going down, man.
Damn right. Salakia, Officer Sharat is up.
God, I'm Tawad. I'm Tawad. Great show, man. Tawad for having me on too.
Tawad for being on with us. I want Officer Shy one.
Yeah, Tawada for having me. Just, you know, make sure you like, share, subscribe, and look forward to seeing all you brothers at the Passover.
Damn right, I don't want. Make sure Passover is coming up April 4th, the 57th annual Passover, the only Passover from the Lord. You understand? April 4th, 2026 will be in Houston, Texas. $200 for a Passover fee. Pay your tithes as well. But that will be back next Sunday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. As usual, Shalom, Israel. Lord in Christ.
Shalom, Lord in Christ.
Ooh, 27 Club.
All right, gang, let's really nail it this time. Here we go. A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4.
Been in this shit for some years, I ain't never left. Nigga try to save his life like he's scared of death. I got Hellstar on my body, bitch, I'm heaven sent. Hey, this I.S.U.P.K ain't nothing, we on fellowship. Been in this shit for some years, I ain't never left. Nigga try to save his life like he's scared of death. I got Hellstar on my body, bitch, I'm heaven sent. Hey, this I.S.U.P.K ain't nothing, we on fellowship. Florida Lee's on my top, this a Saints hat. This the third cap he been in, he a J-Cat. Niggas tryna steal the sauce, yeah, I hate that. But I ain't make the rules, I can't change that. New bottle, new wine, yeah, I can't crack. Look, flag on the plate, they grabbing face masks. Niggas always saving hoes where your cape at. The only killer that you know without no face tag. Hell yeah, my bitch bad, Proverbs 31. Yeah, this is not a drill, I be 30'd up. Yeah, he about to crack the sky, you better hurry up. It's all bad when you see us hang that jersey up. It's mad brick, I got the blick with my cover on. He a fed, he a op, got his cover blown. Look, I'm really outside without no scully on. It's 1 West, bitch, I'm on with my brothers on. He got ranked, then he left, he broke another oath. I got the play, we about to take another zone. They was sleeping on the team, now they comatose. Left his brother out to dry, guess he wanna fold. Put the oil on his head, that's another soul. I try to tell you we a pro, don't do this shit at home. She ain't happy, left her man, she a 304. He try to justify that shit, he broke the penal code. Been in this shit for some years, I ain't never left. Nigga try to save his life like he's scared of death. I got Hellstar on my body, bitch, I'm heaven sent. Hey, this I.S.U.P.K ain't nothing, we on fellowship. Been in this shit for some years, I ain't never left. Nigga try to save his life like he's scared of death. I got Hellstar on my body, bitch, I'm heaven sent. Hey, this I.S.U.P.K ain't nothing, we on fellowship. Gotta watch these niggas, they be cointel. Lil' bro ain't never killed nobody, but I know he will. It's on me everywhere I go, yeah, that's the holy seal. My niggas itching when it's up, you better not touch a chair. Ooh, I'm with the extra, that's off the back. He ain't loyal to his brothers, how you follow that? She either working with her hands or she off her bag. Broke bitches, yeah, they down there give me heart attacks. You see that banner above my head, I'm a part of that. These niggas cowards, pussies, we don't want no parts in that. They let our warrior out of prison, he ain't going back. Ain't no be speaking on the truth, cause we with all of that. Look, before they started dissing, they was fans first. You will never catch me digging in no man purse. Really put my brick in, that's why my hands hurt. And don't be speaking bullshit that make my head hurt. Look, I done burn my fingers from the Michael Drake. But for the brotherhood, I done threw my life away. I never see him, tell them come on from they hiding place. We can't do it, we told them we gon' find a way. They rather march 1,000 deep, you rather feed the people. They wouldn't put on all black, now you reading Hebrew. I.S.U.P.K the standard if you speak on Hebrews. Don't think they solid, get with them niggas just gon' leave you. Been in this shit for some years, I ain't never left. Nigga try to save his life like he's scared of death. I got Hellstar on my body, bitch, I'm heaven sent. Hey, this UPK nothing, we on fellowship. Been in this shit for some years, I ain't never left. Nigga try to save his life like he's scared of death. I got Hellstar on my body, bitch, I'm heaven sent. Hey, this UPK nothing, we on fellowship.
He parted the Red Sea, and the entire nation of Israel walked out of the slavery
The I.S.U.P.K presents the Lord's 57th annual Passover, April 4th, 2026 in Houston, Texas. You do not want to miss this one, Israel. Shalom.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to ISUPK.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
Everyone west.